he's really breaking out at Breitbart, but then Breitbart is basically dead now anyway.
True.
We used to make the news when Steve Bannon and I were there. We used to make the news. We used to be the news, and now like their equivalent is writing up Charlie Kirk appearances. Like it's sad.
It's sad. It honestly is.
I find, and it's a personal. I feel like it's a personal affront.
Why don't they just hire you back? Honestly, like
sure.
I'm just gonna say this. No matter what you think of Milo, like they're completely dead. Like imagine if they hired you back.
Do you know the reason I would never go back is pride and self-respect.
Really? You never would, even if they came and opened the Brinks vault in front of your house.
What do I need them for? What would they?
Well, I mean, they need you. That's what I'm saying. They're completely boring.
I don't
honestly,
know.
I still show a Breitbart article every once in a while, but it's not like it was.
A couple of million a year, and I might think about it. But otherwise, it's honestly no. I'm not joking. That you laugh, but
I mean, honestly, to what they're doing right now, you would be worth a couple million a year. To be real with you,
and they can afford, and they can just about afford it if they fire all the useless people. Quite honestly, that's what I was making when I was doing the tour and the book and all the rest of it. So I was making a few million a year. I don't now, but I was. So it's not that unreasonable to me. I mean, it wasn't drawing a salary of that from Breitbart, but it was ultimately all the same investors with this. I mean, whatever. I was making a couple of million a year altogether. So that's what I would want to go back.
The problem that the website has is
the thing that I can't really get over is I don't know if you remember Hillary reading out my headlines.
I do. I watched that live, actually. Yeah.
Birth control makes women unattractive. Okay, amazing, iconic moment. Breitbart has changed that headline to soften it, to say something that the piece doesn't even say, to make it less offensive, so that they can get into like the Facebook approved
their
publisher.
Trusted Partner program.
Let me show you something that just honestly, and I'm not like a super prideful person, but I will tell you this genuinely disgusted me. Okay.
Wait, you're not?
Well,
I like that you're using Brave because that's what I use.
Right. Although from the 2.1 hours, I haven't been using it for long. Right.
Fair point, but I was going to ignore that.
Okay, this is probably the most iconic headline of journalism of what? The fucking in the fucking.
It was one of the is women birth control makes women.
Okay, look. I've got to find it because. Oh no, it's not going to be here. Oh yeah, look, there it is. There's a link. So the headline used to be, right? Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy. Hilarious, brilliant, read out by Hillary Clinton. So it's now part of the historical record, right? Now look at it. Birth control makes women and
men. Wow.
But that's not what the piece says. The piece makes no mention of men at all.
Unbelievable.
It isn't what the piece says. So they've gone back and how can you rewrite
Why
history?
are they running from you, Milo? That's what, and look, I just don't understand because they're not going to get any credit from deserting you.
They're running from the legacy of
How
Andrew
can you go
because
back
Andrew was
it's not
controversial.
about even just giving into the left and caving and Facebook saying you've got to change some of this shit. Hillary Clinton read this out. It's part of the historical record. It's part of the history of this country.
Right.
It was a big moment in a pivotal election in the history of the country. And you just go back and dilute and water it down so you don't offend liberals. This is not the Breitbart I worked for.
All right, go ahead and take that off. We'll take two more callers. Take your screen share off so we can see your face. Of course, everybody wants to see Milo's face. And then we'll take two more callers. I have two more names. And then we're done with Mr. Milo Yiannopoulos.
I don't think I've ever been triggered in my whole life until then. And it is the only time I've ever been triggered in my whole life because I was actually furious when I saw that. Just for the sheer fucking cuckery and injustice and it just like, okay, Breitbart really is dead. Like I was incensed.
It is like, I don't know, man. No matter what you think about you or anybody else, Jesus, like they're complete. It's a zombie.
Don't you get that the horse is bolted? Who is it that you're trying to impress or please?
That's what I don't understand. Who are they going to, like, what credit is this going to get them for disavowing?
It's like I unlearned everything I taught them in 2015,
so it's not, if it actually had a benefit, I could sit there and say, oh, okay, that makes sense.
And it's not just that. It's not just that. But it was read out by the Democratic candidate for president in a moment that what 50 million Americans saw. What is the point even of going back and changing it when you haven't even, by the way, bothered to change the URL, so it's still fucking there? It's so dumb.
All right,
anyway,
let's take
just
two callers.
The only thing in my whole life that really annoyed me.
That's okay. 2 callers, 2 names. We're done. After that, Smirnoff, go. Lightning.